Hello, today I will be doing a video review, the first one ever. I've been planning to do one of these for a long time, but I never had the time. Today I choose the Spotlight script to the end to be the test subject of this thing. I hope you will find this review beneficial to you and to your career as a screenwriters. Okay, I usually don't wanna know anything about the script. I did read all the logline. I don't remember it much. It was about a meteor destroying Earth or something. I usually skip reading any introduction for the script or for the writer, because I want the script to be its own advocate. This is a pilot, I guess, for a series. It says episode 1, and it's 38 pages. So I guess it's a pilot episode for a series. So without further ado, let's do this. Cold open. I have no idea what that means. Okay, that's on me. Interior, Max and Kurt's apartment kitchen. Morning. Okay. So Max and Kurt. So we need to understand that this belongs to two people. Interesting. Apartment kitchen. Okay, the automated coffee maker beeps as it starts the morning brewing cycle. Coffee seizes as it drips on the hot plate, where it pools and spills over onto the countertop. Okay, so someone just abandoned the coffee maker for some reason. Okay, that's a good visual to start with. The coffee maker carafe is off. Okay, I don't know what carafe means. Sorry, that's on me too. Carafe is off to the side with a cocktail umbrella and crazy straw sticking out of the lid. It contains a clear liquid with chunks of pineapple, and cherries floating in it. Okay, nice visual. Further down, a mounted pile of dirty dishes are stacked in the sink. Okay, I'm gonna stop you here. Okay, I understand that you're trying to describe the scene for us, to give us a lot of images. But even though this is just the opening, even though still got time, but it's always better to introduce action into your scenes as early as possible. I mean, even in your description, because you're using carafe is off, it contains sticking out. So even though those are verbs, but they're not action verbs, so there is no momentum to your scene. You're just describing stuff, and that's hurtful. Okay, let's move on. Further down, a mounded pile of dirty dishes are stacked in the sink. You're using verb to be. Anyway, let's keep going. Max, finally, someone, with 3 messy hair, boxers, and ratty t-shirts, enters the kitchen and retrieves a saucepan from under the stove. He sets it in the coffee maker to catch what's left. What's left? So, okay. Max opens the fridge, a bottle of Bailey ketchup, pickles, and a small container of a coffee creamer. Max takes the creamer and gives it a compulsory sniff. Still good. He pours the creamer in the pot with the coffee and tosses the empty container aside. Okay, things to say about this scene. Okay, this scene didn't give me any story progress and didn't give me any character reveal. And that's a problem. It's not problem, it's problem because we want perfection. That's all. Because I'm going to treat the writer as an A-list writer. I mean, I'm going to cut as deep as my knife can cut through the script, but as softly as I can manage. So, the first scene was just a description, and even when the character was introduced, there was no reveal. I don't know who. Max could be anyone. I just know that he's messy hair, and he almost missed all the coffee that came out of the coffee maker. What about Max's personality is something we should have understood from the first encounter. Character introduction is not just an age and a description, alright? It's introducing what kind of person he is, right from the get-go. Let's keep moving. I don't have all night. Okay, interior, Max and Kurt's apartment living room continues. I'm having a little problem with this slug line because I guess it's supposed to be split into more parts, like Max and Kurt's living room dash Max and Kurt's apartment dash continues, or something like that. But there's just something that comes down to taste, I guess. Max shuffles into the living room. Pizza boxes, beer cans, and solo cups litter the coffee table and floor. He turns on the television, sipping his literal pot of coffee as he walks to the front window. Newscaster. Okay. It's backed up on 67 this morning due to an earlier incident where an unidentified man ran into oncoming traffic. Eyewitnesses say. The news continues in the background as Max stares out the front window. We hear a door open as Kurt, 23, stocky pajama bottoms and no shirts, emerges from his room. Kurt stretches and lets out a massive yawn. Morning, Max. Morning, Kurt. Any more coffee? Shaking his head. No, it's on the floor. What about Bailey's? In the fridge. That'll work. Okay. So, what to say about this dialogue? Dialogue also is supposed to reveal character. It's also supposed to give them unique voices. I know, maybe I think I'm being too hard on the writer because it's too early in the script, but I really don't care. If it's too early, actually, early pages are supposed to be the most perfect when it comes to character reveals and story progress. It shows your talent to the reader. So it's just a casual morning dialogue. Let's give it a break. Okay. Kurt heads to the kitchen where we hear him rummaging through the cabinets, then returns to the living room where a Tupperware bowl of Bailey's. Today's the day, man. What? It's our death day, suicide pact. Max looks over at the calendar on the wall. All of the days are crossed out up to May 15th. Holy shit, that's May 15th. Oh, okay, yesterday was May 15th. Okay, I was a little scared for a second. Which is circled with the words goodbye word written in a black ink. Max knew it, but his face showed uneasiness. Okay, so he doesn't like the idea, or he doesn't think it's funny. So is this real or unreal? I mean, is this like a joke about their suicide pact? Why uneasiness? Okay, so we could dismiss this as a mystery, as a setup for a mystery. So it kept us wondering: is this true? Is this not true? Is this real? Going to commit suicide? It's an inside joke. But I do prefer to end the scene with less confusion. How do you give a mystery without confusion? Yes, you can. There is a difference between confusing me and setting up a mystery for me. Okay, let's move on. Max takes a sip of coffee and looks up into the sky where a massive white comet hangs over the morning city skyline. Okay, so maybe it's the day, maybe I was too hasty Maybe he's talking about the comet, their suicide pact. Okay, all right. Main title. In the end, happy day. End of cold open. Cold open is something I need to learn about. Okay, sounds like a cool thing. City Street Day. Max and Kurt, now dressed in jeans and t-shirts. Okay, what's the deal with always describing to us what they're dressed like? Is this like... I do understand that you need to give us the complete picture so they can imagine the scene and imagine everything in it. But I don't want you to be overly detailed. I mean, we don't need to know all that stuff unless it's important to know that they're in jeans and t-shirts. You need to save some space, in my opinion. Walk down the city sidewalk. They pass a mobile phone shop with a scrolling sign. Asuka's comet strikes in 17 months. 28 days, 14 hours, 22 minutes. These deals won't last. Okay, that's funny. Okay. I can't believe you forgot today is our death day. I didn't forget. I just wasn't awake yet. Slipped my mind. You better not be thinking about backing out. I'm not. We signed a suicide pact. I know we didn't do a blood oath, but that shit was notarized. You are legally bound to die with me. Okay. So, okay, I do understand later. So, maybe some people choose to die before the comet, to be in control of their own destiny. Like, we don't want just to die, the day we die be decided by someone else. So we decide, and they say it was notarized. So there is some legal issue involved in this. Okay. They walk in front of a graffiti drawing depicting the comet over the city skyline. Below the drawing is a verse from Revelation. And I saw heaven opened, and behold a white horse. Revelation 19:11, Max. I said I'm not backing out, I'm in. You better be. And besides, you are the one that didn't want the blood oath. What? You know I don't like blood, I pass out. Okay. We're a bit understanding more what Kurt is like, what Max is like. I still found their dialogue a bit too generic. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's revealing the character pretty well. Okay, they pass an apartment window. Inside the television is turned into a news program showing an animated graphic of the comet path to the annihilation, I don't know how to pronounce that, of the Earth. The apartment's owner, 40 male, is on a chair skewering a noose to the ceiling fan. Max and Kurt keep walking, oblivious. So they didn't notice, but I guess this is gonna be a fun scene to see someone about to commit suicide. I know that sounds terrible, but it's just funny. I mean, to see someone in the background committing suicide, about to commit suicide. Kurt. Things are already getting bad. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when there is only a month left, a week? Believe me, you don't want to be around then. Okay, that makes sense. You need to go out early, okay? I'm onto this suicide pact thing right now. Okay, that makes sense. They step to the doorway of convenience store. Through the door, they see this shopkeeper being robbed at gunpoint. Okay, so this is going to be like people walking the street. Not people, Kurt and Max. And in the background, there is a lot of fun stuff going on in the background. Okay, I'm digging it. It reminds me of the zombie movie. I forgot the director, the famous director used to use this technique. I mean, to have things going on in the background. Little funny scenes, I like it. Next one. As they walk away, gunshots ring out from the shop behind them, but they aren't phased. No one is. Everyone just keeps moving. This is life now. Okay, this is life now. I will disagree with you to put it in there. We already understand this is life now because they are unfazed. So it's a given. And it's happening in the background. You are already telling us this is life now through visuals. Don't ruin it. Do not insult the reader intelligence. Okay? This is life now is bad, is damaging, in my opinion. They pass a man 30s. In his 30s on the sidewalk wearing a sandwich board sign that says, I don't want to die alone. Oh my god, that's actually not funny. I felt sorry for that guy. Oh my god. Okay. Kurt gestures to the man after they pass. Kurt, you don't want it to end up like that guy, do you? Max, I mean, how many times do I gotta say it? Kurt, good. Because just like us, that Groupon I have for Club Johnston expires tonight. Just like us, I like it. They come to the corner, drugstore, taking a peek through the door to make sure nothing crazy is going on inside. It looks fine, so they enter. Okay, makes sense. Drugstore continues. Max and Kurt note to the cashier, 50s male holding a shotgun. Nice. As they enter. The cashier smiles and waves. There is a sign by the register, cash only, no refunds. I still don't get why you want to do this at Club Johnstown. It's the hottest suicide club in Columbus. There is 3 months wait to get in. Don't you think it's a little trendy though? They walk by a display for no prescription home suicide kits and head toward the beer aisle. Kurt gestures to the display. Death is trendy, Max. Only difference is your flavor preference. In California, they had a huge music festival where people were lined up on a conveyor belt getting bolted in the forehead like USDA codes. Ka-chang! Thud! Ka-chang! Thud! Kurt mimics the action of a bolt gun to the forehead as he makes the sound. That's disturbing. Okay, I'm digging this scene. I think there is something to it. I love it. I think it's gonna be really funny when well acted on a second rewrite. Okay. No, the Foo Fighters were playing. I heard it was really cool. Max notes in agreement. The presence of the Foo Fighter does make it really cool. Okay, don't do this. Don't do this. First of all, this is unfilmable, and I don't want you to be speaking to me with all due respect. Just tell me the story, alright? So, you cannot, when the director read this, the presence of the Foo Fighter does make it really cool. He has no way to entertain the audience the same way you entertained me through this sentence. Are you following me on this? So if this is adding value to your storytelling in your script, the director will hate you because now he cannot tell the audience that the presence of the Foo Fighter does make it really cool. Unfilmable is not totally forbidden, but I don't see a sense in this, in making it in here. Okay, why do I sound angry? I'm not. I couldn't go out like that. Kurt. Me either. I should me neither, I guess. Anyway. Well, at Club Johnstown, we'll drink and party all night with beautiful people. Then in the morning, we'll drink a little sleepy juice, lie down peacefully, and go to sleep. Easy peasy. Only downside it is BYOB. So what's your poison? You know, before we drink actual poison? I don't know what's BYOB. Okay, but I like this way to go. I mean, there's poison and, like in that movie, I forgot, which is it, crazy people are going to commit suicide with someone being clueless. Absolutely clueless to it. Okay, Max and Kurt stare into the beer fridge, contemplating. I don't know. What are you thinking? I like IPAs, but they usually give me a horrible hangover. But since we don't have to worry about hangovers, we both grab a 12-pack. Okay, that's funny. So Max seems to be a little on the edge with this whole suicide pact thing. He's not really into it, is what I understood from this exchange. However, I guess it's page 7, and I guess the story didn't progress that much. Yes, you told us a lot about how the world is right now. I wish you did more of this little background scenes to tell us what the world had come into. But I don't see value that deserves 7 pages for these scenes up to this point. We only knew that Max and Kurt are going to commit suicide today with a lot of people while having fun, because they don't want to be there when it really get close to the end of the world, because there'll be anarchy and a lot of bad shit going on. But that's all, and that's 1/10 of your pilot, like 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes. So I don't know. So I'm not agreeing with you with the pace and the momentum you're going with, so far. Maybe things will pick up in the next scenes. Okay, City Street Day. Okay, we're still in City Street. Max and Kurt exit the drugstore carrying a 12-pack of beer each. You going to see your mom today? You think I should? You're not gonna see your mom before you go? I don't know, it's probably the easier if I didn't. She already knows about it, so it's not a shock. Come on, you gotta say goodbye to your mom. I know if mine was still around, I'd go see her. Yeah, you're right. I'll swing out to see her. Then we'll meet up at the club at 6. At the club at 6? Sounds good. Okay, just remember to wear your shirt and bring your cert tonight. My cert? Yeah, your mental health certificate. What? Your certificate, so you can get into the club Johnstown. My confused look set Kurt's off. Oh my god, how could you forget about this? What's the big deal? Don't you already have a reservation? You still need a certificate. Why? After Congress passed the Right to Die Act, establishment performing mass euthanasia require a signed certificate stating that you've come to this decision on your own. It's so they don't get sued after you're gone. What's the big deal? I'll just fill out a certificate. Maybe if we were in California, but in Ohio only a licensed counselor can give you a certificate. So you gotta go see a counselor? Could be worse. In Indiana, you're required to have your funeral beforehand. I hear it's really awkward. Well, I'm going to find a counselor on a Saturday. Kurt hands Max the beer, pulls out his phone and texts him. I just sent you the one I used. Call her. Tell her you need it. Today. Meet her and just do what she says. You got this? Yeah, I got it. Good. Now I'm gonna go see mom. And a prostitute. Tell her I said hi. Your mom, obviously, not the prostitute. Unless it's Karen. Take care and I said hi. Okay. Karen, good call. Following Max as enters his building, Kurt walks to the bus, stopped with his phone to his ear. Karen? Okay. I needed to say something about this, what we've read so far. Yeah, there was no conflict in this scene. So, there was no drama. There was just exposition. We told us about the world, we told us about Max and Kurt and their plan, and you told us that he needed a certificate, which is a good way to end this, because now we want to how getting the certificate will get. I mean, how it's gonna be. But As far as I'm concerned, there was no conflict whatsoever between Max and Kurt. Kurt wanted to commit the suicide, and Max agreed with him, and he kept assuring him that he would go there. And that's a mistake. This is the page number 9. There should have been some kind of conflict, any kind of conflict between the two. It could be something as simple as not want to do it in the same club. Maybe Max will make an argument to do it in this club, and the Kurt will make an argument to do it in the club they already reserved. And we have the whole scene. They are both arguing and discussing this on which club they should go to. But at least have something, some sort of conflict, something to fight each other for between these two characters. It should be in every scene. This scene was just telling us stuff. It was pure exposition. It had some funny moments, yes, but that doesn't give you a pass on making a conflict in your scene. Okay, let's keep going. I also knew about his mom and how he doesn't want to see her and stuff, but still, there was no conflict. Big mistake. The apartment building, day. The interior of the building is in rough shape. Graffiti on the walls, flickering lights, and people passed out in the halls. The elevator has long been out of order, so Max takes the steps. Okay. Apartment building, day. Apartment building, hallway, day. Okay. Max walks to his apartment. When the door across the hall opens, Paul, 37, male, sweater vest and glasses. There is something about you and describing what they are wearing. I still don't see the point. But I guess it's just your writing style. Looks Max up and down. Paul, can you give me a hand? Max thrusts 12-pack into Paul's arm before he can reply. When? When what? When the two of you are moving on? Good afternoon to you too, Paul. Max opens his apartment door, takes the beer from Paul, and closes the door in his face. Paul inhales sharply through his teeth before following Max into his apartment. So this guy is waiting for them to die. Okay, that would be make for a good scene. Okay, Max Kurt apartment, living room, day. Max stows the beer in the fridge when Paul enters. So it should be continuous instead of day, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway. Paul, we had an agreement. Come in, Paul. Make yourself at home. So we're being sarcastic. Nice. We had an agreement that upon the time of your demise, death, suicide, passing, I will assume control of your apartment. Why do you even want our apartment? You have all the other apartments on this floor already. Yours gets the best natural light. I'm putting in a garden. A garden? Herbs, vegetables, maybe some decorative flowers to liven things up. This place could use some color. Disgusted by the apartment condition. Not to mention a deep cleaning. So when? Tonight, Paul, tonight. We're going to Club Jonestown. Tonight. So you can start your little gardening project tomorrow. Paul presses his palms together and claps his fingertips. Yay! Max gives Paul a snide look. Paul stops clapping. I'll mourn you if you'd like, or I can plant something in your honor after I find the floor. Okay. I like Paul. Paul is fun. Sounds like a fun character. Paul kicks out the beer bottle. We hear it rolling across the wooden floor as Paul and Max watch. It stops with a clink against the wall. Tomorrow you can do whatever you want, but since it's still today, can you just get out? Very well. Paul leaves. Max gets his phone out and he's yelling when Paul re-enters. I just want to measure. Out! Fine, I can wait. Okay. I like it. Paul leaves again as Max's call connects. Hi, I know this is last minute, but I really need to get in today for a certificate thing. Really? Yeah? I can be there. Okay, sounds good. See you then. So he's making an appointment. Nice. Max ends the call. He looks over at the circled date on the calendar. But his attention is drawn into something tacked between the calendar and the wall. He walks over, pulling out the photo strip. The photo strip is from New Year's party 2 years ago. In the photos, Max and Kurt are striking increasingly ridiculous poses as we scroll down the strip. Max smiles as he looks at the photo of happier times before the comet. But his smile quickly fades when his eyes return to the circled goodbye word on the calendar. He stuffs the photo into his back pocket and exits his apartment. Apartment building hallway continues. So that was Max, right? Yeah. Max. So maybe Max is not like against going out in a suicide pact. I kinda understand Max more a little bit with this very last scene. Maybe Max wants to spend as much time with Kurt as he can. Interesting. That's actually touching. I like it. Maybe that's the reason why he doesn't like the idea. The reason of the uneasiness we saw in the opening. I like it. This will make for a good... by the way, that was a good conflict. Even though it's not as strong as I want it to be, but Paul... The exchange between Paul and the Max and Kurt want him out and doesn't want him to be so eager for their death gave the scene a little bit of life. But a proper conflict would have been better. Anyway, interior apartment building hallway continues. Max disappears down the hall. Once he's out of sight, Paul steps out with a tape measure in hand, measuring the hallway with door frames of both apartments. Tomorrow! Startled Paul jumps and loses his grip on the tape measures, which winds back up and snaps close off his finger. Paul yelps as he drops the tape measure, shaking his head in pain. I like it. I like this. That's gonna be fun to watch. Really good. You're really good at this. Yeah. What I like most about this is the reason why I don't want to read any information about the script, not even the genre, because I wanted to tell its own, to introduce itself. I want the script itself to introduce itself. This is obviously, from the first 13 pages, it's maybe from the opening, it's a dark comedy. It's obvious to me. I'm not confused about it. There is a very sad things going to happen, and there is a lot of comedy going on, so it's obviously a dark, and that's a good thing, because making the reader understand and fully accept the genre that early is quite the accomplishment. So, well done. Act 2, Consular Office Building Day. Okay, the certificate thing. Okay. The consular office is in a multi-office complex. The sign on the door says Open Minds, Open Hearts Consular Services. Okay, I like it. Interior consular office continues. Max sits in the waiting room and flips through pamphlets with titles like So You're Ready to Die? Final Days Checklist. Dying, Your Legal Rights. Oh my God, that's so depressing. A woman 30, female. A woman 30 female, come on. Women are females, man. Okay. Emerged from the consular office. She's crying as she holds a right to die certificate. She turns and gives Vanessa, 55 female, heavy sets build a hug. I would advise you, if the name is very clear that it's a female, that you will drop the female thing or the male thing. If it's obviously a male or a female, just don't do it. In my opinion, a hug. Okay, so she hugs the patient. I know this is tough. You're just doing what you think is best. The woman leaves, still sniffling. Vanessa turns to Max. Hello? Yeah, hi. Well, we spoke on the phone about the certificate? Yes, of course. I'm Vanessa. Max. Come on back, Max. Vanessa office day. Max follows her into the office, which is dimly lit by candles and has a couch along with a desk. Max takes a seat in the chair opposite the desk. Tranquil music is playing. I was surprised you could get me in on such short notice. You must be pretty busy. These past few months have been pretty hectic. Why don't we sit? Okay, is he being sarcastic? Well, because if she was busy, she wouldn't have time for him. Or am I missing something? Am I being too slow with this? Okay, because that's gonna be funny. Okay, I think I'm getting slower and slower. These past few months have been pretty hectic. Why don't we sit on the couch? I find it's much easier to handle the subject matter if we are both comfortable. Vanessa takes a seat and pats the cushion beside her. Max joins her, but moves further down the couch. Okay, this is creepy. My friend Kurt recommended you. You gave him his certificate. I forget about needing one. And we have an appointment later to check you out. Well, this is a tough decision. Having a friend during the process makes it much easier. Yeah, I couldn't imagine going through this alone. How old are you, Max? I'm 23. 23, so young, breaks my heart. Tell me about yourself. Vanessa angles her body to Max, who stays on his single couch cushion. Like what? Your family, where you were born, what you were doing before the comet changed everything? Well, I was born in Youngstown. My parents both died in a car crash when I was 17, when I lived with my grandmother until I graduated high school, but she died shortly after. After graduating, my friend Kurt and I moved here so we could go to Ohio State. It was the end of our junior year when the comet news broke, so we cashed out our tuition and I've just been hanging out, waiting for, Vanessa removes the clip from her hair, which cascades down past shoulder length. Max offers an uncomfortable laugh. Okay, this is gonna be super funny. Are these questions on the questionnaire? Vanessa laughs, a bit forced for something that wasn't intended to be funny. No, silly. The questionnaire is just formality. I'm just trying to get to know you better. Vanessa smiles as she reaches over and rubs on Max's shoulder. Oh, go. Here we go. Max gives a weak smile and thumbs up. Okay. Vanessa slides closer to Max. She deepens her voice to sound seductive. I have another question, Max. I really don't know how to do this, but I try. Vanessa runs her hand across Max's chest. Max's eyes go wide as his discomfort grows. Oh, what's up? This is an easy question, but are you a virgin? Me? No, of course not. I've had a few girlfriends. What about prostitutes? Those two, yup. Vanessa moves closer and talks directly into Max's ear. Max just looks forward, uncomfortable as he tries not to engage her advances. Uncomfortable is enough. We already know he doesn't want to engage. That's pretty obvious. These things are important because it pushes the reader off balance. When you said something that is already well understood, it's just not good. Not good for the reading experience. So you recognize that society views towards sex has shifted? Yeah, you could say that. People are open to the idea of sex as both a commodity and a currency. Vanessa runs her hand up the back of Max's neck into his hair. Max stares off into space uneasy. Oh, you need a certificate? Well, I think you know what I need. Max turns slowly, his hair a mess. Sounds like a good deal, Max. Get your certificate. And get some. Anyway, Max turns slowly, his hair a mess after Vanessa's hair tussle. My next appointment isn't due for another hour. You think maybe we can work something out? Then work it back in again? Vanessa winks and slides her hand down Max's stomach. Max bolts up from the couch before her hand goes below the belt as Vanessa falls face first into the couch. I gotta go, I just remembered. Come on, Max, don't check it out. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal. Max doesn't finish, he just walks out. Vanessa picks herself up off the couch in a huff. Okay, you offended the lady. That's rude. Okay, but this scene is good, but it could be better. I mean, it got the potential of a great scene. We've seen it before. I mean, a woman making advances, and a man who doesn't want to be there, but try to make the best out of this. Make it as funny as possible, because it's gonna be one of the jewels of your pilot, and it's gonna allow Max to shine as a lead character. City Street Day. Max exits the council building and calls Kurt. Karen's bedroom day. Kurt is in bed shirtless as he answers his phone. Did he get it? City Street, Karen's bedroom. No, I didn't get it. Do you know what she tried to do? She wants to have sex with you. Yes, what? How did you know? How do you think I got mine? You had sex with her. I got my certificate, didn't I? I just do it. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? I can't have sex with her. Well, I'll be gone this time tomorrow. We'll be gone this time tomorrow. It doesn't matter. I got a good argument there, Max. Kurt, I can't. Yes, you can. If you don't believe me, take Karen's word for it. Kurt holds the phone out to Karen. 20. Female. Okay. Whose head pops up from under the covers? Hey, Max. You have sex with her. Hey, Karen. Now you get back in there and give that big lady some loving and get your damn certificate. Kurt hangs up. City Street. Max makes an angry face at his phone. After a brief internal struggle, he grits his teeth and he reluctantly heads back to the consular office. When Max returns to the office, Vanessa attempts a seductive arched back pose against the doorway. She stumbles and almost falls, but manages to regain her composure. I like Vanessa too. She's gonna make an amazing character. I know you'd be back. I might have to punish you for making me wait. Naughty boy. Vanessa traces her fingertip down her cleavage. Max stares for a bit, then leaves again without saying a word. Vanessa. Yes, Max. You will be back. The longer you wait, the harder it is going to be. Oh, Max, you're gonna get in trouble. Because you need that certificate. Max on his phone again and is walking away from the consular building. Ken is on top of Kurt as his phones ring. Damn it, what? Can't do it, man, I just can't. You are going to mess this up for the both of us. We have a pact. I found someone else to get it done. I just can't do that. Respect the pact. Kurt hangs up, then checks the time on his phone's home screen. To Karen. You wanna go with me to see my mom? After Kurt hangs up, Max still has the phone in his ear. The office building across the street catches his eye. Max focuses on the building directory certificate at the bottom listing, specifically the bottom listing, Martin R. Clark, Counselor. Okay, that's good. He heads across the street. I don't know why you need to mention all of this. MS, NCC, LMHC, MBCC, DACC. Because I really don't understand what all of this means. Anyway. New office building day. Max follows the signs up the stairs to the counselor office. The door is closed, so he tries the handle locked. Max turns to leave as shadow appears behind the translucent, I don't know how to pronounce that either, glass. I guess it means transparent. The door opens and Martin, or maybe the opposite. The door opens and Martin, 44 male, emerges. May I help you? Are you Dr. Clark? I'm Martin Clark. I don't have my MD, but I am a licensed therapist. Do you do right to die certificate? I do the assessments, yes. Can you do one for me? I know it's Saturday and you're probably about to head home, but I need to get one for tonight. Grinning. In a hurry to die, are we? Oh, more than the next guy. But my friend and I have a Groupon for Club Johnstown that expires today. You have a Groupon? It was a really good deal, okay. I know this sounds... No, these are strange times, I know. Martin opens the door, inviting Max in. Come in, let's talk. Max starts in, but stops short. You're not going to try to sleep with me, are you? No? Okay. Okay, that was out of the blue. Okay, no? Okay, good. But he's shocked. Max is shocked. I mean, have the right to ask. It's really weird times. I mean, you get a certificate and a 6-2. Whew. I want to live there. I want to live then. Martin sits behind the desk and gestures Max to the seat across from him. So tell me, Max. So tell me, Max, tell me why you want to die today. Well, like I said, my buddy and I have a Groupon for... Martin puts his hand up. Not today specifically. What do you want to die? Max shrugs. I mean, come on, the world is ending. You know that. Things are just getting worse. Why stick around and watch society break down? It's just delaying the inevitable. If you hang around, can't stop what's happening, you know. And that's why you don't want to stick around. It's hopeless. Why prolong the wait? Well, yeah. Plus, I got this suicide pact with my friend Kurt. We agreed that we would go out together. A suicide pact? Blood oath? Notarized. Karen is a notary. I'm sorry, Karen.
Huh?
Karen, she's a prostitute, you know. I'm sorry, Karen? Karen. She's a prostitute, you know. I see. Continue. So if I back out, I'm letting Kurt down and I'm not doing myself any favors since in 18 months everything would be gone. Why risk it? Why hang around just to die alone? Martin shifts in his chair as he contemplates Max's response. When you came in here, you asked me if I intended to have sex with you. What was that about? The first therapist I saw wanted me to sleep with her in order to get my certificate. Martin leans in. Vanessa, right? Yeah, right, across the street. And you didn't? What? No, of course not. That's why I'm here. Why? What do you mean? Why didn't you sleep with her? What does this have to do with the certificate? Everything, apparently. She said you'd get one if you slept with her, but you turned her down. Why is that? That's one smart counselor. He's onto something, and I think now I understand Max more. There is something about Max feeling toward Kurt as more than friendship. Maybe? Is that too obvious? Am I being late to understand this? But the counselor Martin is onto something. I like it. For real? I'm not attracted to her. It's not about attraction. She offered you an easy way to get, I guess you forgot the two here, to get what you wanted. Yet you said no. I'm just not that guy, right? I couldn't live with myself. You couldn't live with yourself? Max put his hands up, defensive. Wait. You are reading way too much into that. If you truly intend to be dead tomorrow, why would you care? Because I do, okay? I still have standards. Lines I won't cross. Fair enough. Moving on. You said you have this pact with your friend that you waited until the last minute to get your certificate. Why? I just forgot about it. You forgot? Yeah, I forgot. Okay, I don't like the way that Martin keeps repeating what Max just said in a question form. Like, you forgot. I mean, make your dialogue more lively. The dialogue is going, this is a very long dialogue, so you better make it really good and really entertaining. So, yeah, just I want you to make a better effort in this dialogue. Yeah, I forgot. And was suicide pact your idea or your friends? It was Kurt. Wait, why does that matter? Come on, man, what are you doing? I am assessing your mental state in order to sign off on your right to die certificate. Isn't that what you came in for? Well, yeah. But what I am hearing is, if it were solely up to you, you really don't want to die today, do you, Max? Bingo. What? Come on, why else would I be here? Loyalty to a friend? And willingness to disappoint him? And while loyalty is admirable, it's not a valid reason for me to sign off on your certificate. Wait, what? Are you serious? Yeah. My profession assessment is that you are not ready. Your actions don't show that you want this. Max stands and paces in the office. No. I really do. You don't understand. If I leave here without my certificate, Kurt is going to what? Hate you? Die alone. He's made up his mind. Kurt is going to die alone because of me. Max hangs his head as he sits back in his chair. Kurt's decision is not your decision. You have to make your own. Okay, this dialogue is being stretched too long. Maybe you wanna, on the next rewrite, working to make it more, because we are already page 25. That's too much. And I do understand the importance of this exchange is going to reveal exactly the uneasiness of Max in the opening, but this is just taking too long. Kurt's decision is not your decision. You have to make your own. He's all I have had since my family died. He's my best friend. I can't do this to him. If he's truly your best friend, he won't make you go through with something you don't want. That's true. You may not realize it, but I am giving you exactly what you need, Max. What's that? A way out. You asked, I refused. It's a short-term solution, but it will get you through today. You don't know Kurt is not going to understand. Talk to him. He might surprise you. Max ponders for a bit, still uncertain. Why are you doing this? I become therapist to help people, to remind them that life is still worth living, even in times like this. But you're not really saving me, though. You know that, right? Max points out the window up to the comet. When that comet hits in 18 months, we are all still going to die. You are not preventing anything. Dying was always inevitable, Max. The comet didn't invent death. It just made it more tangible. Gave it a timeline. Checking his watch. Speaking of timelines, my wife is expecting me, so I'm afraid we'll have to wrap this up. I hate to rush you off like this, but no, I get it. It's okay. Martin leads Max out of his office. Okay, things to say about this. Oh my god, that hurts like hell. I've got a little bit bruise on my thigh. Anyway, that scene wasn't part of a comedy. So what I'm trying to say is Martin was serious and Max couldn't be except equally serious because this is a serious matter. The fact that he wants to commit suicide even though he doesn't really want it. But I want you to remember that this is supposed to be a comedy. So this dialogue, even though is going to talk about something that's really serious, about Max's decision, it must be funny. It must be. I don't know how long this scene was, but I'm guessing maybe 4 pages, maybe more. And if you have that much in your pilot and it is not funny, you've got a problem. So it really sounded like a very normal scene. There was a conflict, yes, but was a genre problem. This dialogue, even though you're talking about something serious, it has to be a comedy. It has to be. Otherwise, it will damage your script. It will damage your pilot. This is another chance to make Max shine as a character. I like Martin too, but he's been very serious. There was no jokes, there was no... I know, the matter was serious, but still, it's not an excuse. It's a comedy. The comet, the death, the suicide, all of this is serious, and you found a way to make it funny. Like with Paul, like a little with Vanessa. But with Martin, it was just a therapy session. I didn't laugh like that much when I read it. So fix it. Fix the scene. Make it funny. I don't care how. That's your problem. Make it funny. New office building day. Martin closes up his office and turns to Max. Tell your friend I wouldn't give you the certificate, but it's all's on me. And if you would like, you can come back next week and we can talk some more. But if you decide that you'd rather die than have a difficult talk with your best friend, there is always Vanessa across the street. Yeah, I've been thinking about that solution. He's probably going to Vanessa. I think. Maybe he won't, because there is more to Max. Maybe Max is not straight. Yeah, I'm guessing. Maybe Max actually loves Kurt. Yeah, so he won't be able to do it at all. I mean, okay, let's keep reading on. Can I ask you a question? How many Write Today certificate have you given out? Martin looks up deep in thought, as if he's tallying up a number. If I had given you one, it would have been my first. Yeah, that's what I figured. Martin shakes Max's hand and claps him on the shoulder. Life is still worth living, Max. Even in times like this, already said that. I hope to see you next week, if you're still around. Martin gives a Max when he exits down the back stairwell. Max stands in a hallway for a bit, somber, unsure of how to break the news to Kurt. Max sits on a bench by a street. His phone vibrates on his lap. From all the messages come Kurt. On the screen, the time is 5:45. Max has 5 missed calls and a series of text messages from Kurt. Can you grab the beer? Dude, pick up, dude, where are you? Dude. Max gives Kurt a call, unable to put it off any longer. Okay. Unable to put it off any longer. We cannot film this. But I'm gonna let it go. Anyway. Outside Club Johnstown evening. Kurt is in line for the club, wearing a t-shirt that says best friend to the end, with an arrow underneath pointing to his left. Max, where the hell are you? Get down here. I didn't get it. What? The therapist. He wouldn't. Max stopped talking and closed his eyes. I can't go through with it. You're kidding, right? This is a joke. Max? Come on, this is a joke, right? You're on your way. I didn't want to let you down. So I went along with it, figuring I changed my mind. But I'm not ready, Kurt. I'm not. So you've just been lying to me all this time? I don't know. It's all just hitting me now. You piece of shit. How could you do this to me? I'm sorry. Just come back to my apartment. To the apartment. Oh my God, Paul. Paul is going to flip if they are not going to die tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's come back to the apartment. We can't. I'm going to die alone now. Are you happy? I'm going to die alone. Could just come home, okay? No, I planned for this. I'm ready, so I'm doing this. You're not ruining this. Going to be the greatest last day on earth ever. Kurt, please, goodbye, Max. Forever. Kurt throws his phone against the brick exterior of Club Johnstone, then removes his best friend's shirt and throws it as well. Shirtless, Kurt climbs up a lamp post to address the crowd. Who's ready to party like there is no tomorrow? Who's ready to party like there is no tomorrow? The crowd roars in response. There is a serious shift of tone in this scene. Yes, it was good. Yes, it was touching. And I guess you can get away with this kind of short exchange, serious exchange in a dark comedy. It doesn't have to be all fun. But I like it. I like it on its own. But because it's within a comedy, a dark comedy, there was something off about the change in tone. I mean, it started with the scene with Martin, then with this Max opening his heart and being honest about how he feels about this whole suicide thing. I don't know what to say, but there is a tone problem with these scenes. Anyway, let's carry on. City street evening. The street lights flicker on, and Max is still on the bench. His focus is the photo strip that rests in his hands on his lap. Max sniffles and tears well in his eyes as Jessie 21 female, of course. Okay, sits at the other end of the bench. The focus stays on Max, obscuring Jessie's face for now. Jeez, you act like it's the end of the world or something. Okay, she's trying to be funny. Max wipes his eyes and forces a laugh. That stopped being funny about 2 years ago. Really? I think it's coming back around. Oh my God, I love Jessie. Where were you, Jessie? Holy shit. Yeah, maybe. Hey, you got the hang of this. You're really good in comedy. It's gonna be a great script. It's just a first draft. You're gonna nail it. Yeah, maybe. Rough day? You could say that. Max holds out the photo for Jessie to see. This is my best friend Kurt. He's at a Club Jones right now. Club Johnstown, the hipster place? Right. I was supposed to be there with him, but I backed out. I couldn't go through with it. So let me get this straight. You are upset because you're not dying today? Max contemplates for a bit, then shrugs. It doesn't make much sense when you say it out loud, but does it? It doesn't make much sense when you say it out loud, does it? No? Not much sense? Not so much. It's more than that. I lied to him. Told him I was ready for it, even though deep down I wasn't so. So only am I a coward? Am I a shitty friend? I figured I'd be ready when the day came. Nope. Nobody's ready for it. They just put on a brave face and lie. That's why those clubs are so popular. You don't feel alone. Max puts the photo back in his pocket. See that now? Yeah. Maybe it'd be easier if the decision was out of my hands, like if I had a terminal illness or something. Those people are lucky. Max looks over, and for the first time we see Jessie. She has an oxygen tube in her nose, and a rolling oxygen tank next to the bench. Ah, come on. Tell me he didn't notice an oxygen tube coming out of her nose? Seriously. And even if he didn't, how are you going to show this scene without showing us the tube? Come on, man. You're gonna just show the upper half of her head? I will understand if Max was looking all the way straight, so he never had a chance to actually look at Jessie. But to have us, the audience, not see her at all, at least you should have kept it off screen. I think your reveal is too late. It's not going to work out this way when it's filmed. Her hair is buzzed short, growing back from chemo. Okay. Oh God, I didn't. Don't worry about it. It's fine. No, really. Don't say you're sorry, okay? Do not apologize. Alright, sorry. Jessie punches Max in the shoulder hard. Oh, Jesus. I told you not to apologize. Max wraps his arms and rolls his shoulder. You got a roll of quarters in your fist or something. I grew up with 3 brothers. I know how to throw a punch. I was going to leave a bruise. Next time, don't apologize. Alright. Lesson learned. I am sorry. Jessie draws back to punch. To punch. Max changed his sentence on the fly. So happy for you. I like it. Max's voice goes up at the end like a question. Jessie gives Max a tilted look before she laughs and drops her fist. Nice save. Thanks. Pause for a bit. So what do you have? Something unpronounceable. But cancer, basically. Beat it once when I was 14, but it came back a year ago after the comet gave everybody an expiration date. Must be difficult. It sucks, but it's different now compared to before. Jessie points up to the comet. Now that's everybody got an expiration date, no one's got time for your pain. They don't even have time for their own. Really cuts down on the insincere pity. I like that line. Well done. I never thought about it, by the way. You never had to. True. That's the part I don't miss during the first bout. People were so nice, it was disgusting. Oh, you poor thing. Let me help you with that. You're so brave. And always apologizing. Sorry. I got my fill of insincere apologies then. This time, I'm lucky people don't knock me over. Let alone hold the door for me. Really? Oh yeah. No special treatment at all. I doubt they even let the Make-A-Wish kids skip the lines at Disney World these days. Max Shackles. Yeah, that's funny. A few years back, Kurt and I went to Disney World. We waited for over an hour to ride Space Mountain. We wanted the front seat so we could pose for the camera. Obviously. So just as we get to the front, this little shit in a wheelchair cuts in front of us. He rode it 3 times in a row. 3 times! Juvenile cancer. It's the original Fast Pass. I like it. Max snorts out a laugh. Jesus. I can say that because I have cancer. That's so wrong. It's funny though. When their laughter subsides, Max extends his hand. I like Jesse. Jesse is an amazing character. I like it. I really like. Well done creating it. I'm Max, by the way. Jesse, nice to meet you. They shake, pause for a bit before Jessie stands and grabs her oxygen cart. Max stays seated. Since neither of us have plans to die today, how about we go catch a movie? What's playing? Jessie turns and offers her hand to Max. He looks up at Jessie and she smiles down at him. It doesn't matter. Come on. Max takes her hand, he smiles as they walk off together. I need to say something that I didn't say at the end of the phone conversation with Kurt. It is not realistic that Max is going to give up that easy on his friend. Okay? He knows that he's going to die alone, so he just sits in a bench crying. I mean, come on. Seriously. He is his best friend. He loves him so much that he was going to commit suicide just he won't let him down. Jesus. That's some friendship. But when he tells him, you're a piece of shit, I'm going to die alone, he hangs up on him, he just break his phone and go cry on a bench, then make a joke with Jesse? Come on, man. Either his friendship wasn't that strong and the remaining of the series is going to be Jesse and Max, or you need to really make a scene, I don't know how short it is, but to show that Max did his best to get Kurt out of that club. He must do his best. Then when he can't, he must be breaking down on the bench. I'm not sure how this funny scene with Jesse is going to work out with someone breaking down, but his reaction for not being there with Kurt when he dies is so watered down, it's unbelievable. It didn't keep up with the idea I had on their friendship. So you need to fix this too. And Cherry and Max Kurt's apartment living room morning. The next morning, Max shuffles to the sofa from his bedroom. He turns on the televisions and flips through the channels. It's nothing but depressing comic news. He switched off and picks up a game controller. From behind, Kurt smacks Max on the side of the head and plops down on the couch next to him. He picks up the second controller. Max's eyes go wide. Thrilled to see... I don't believe it. Don't tell me thrilled to see her. I'm angry with you. Okay? I'm angry with you because he was his best friend and there was such a ridiculously watered down reaction to having your best friend die alone. The whole touchy-feely thing between them went down the drain because you didn't play it out well. So don't be thrilled to see Kurt is still alive. I'll be thrilled to see my best movie playing on TV too. Come on. Don't talk to me, writer. Kurt says nothing. Just gesture to the television with the game controller. They start the game without talking. Eyes on the television as the game plays. Max finally speaks. I thought you went to Club Johnston last night without me. I did, so what happened? I left. I broke the suicide pact. I got it alone. That's a big move. Break in. A suicide pact. It was notarized. Video game noises. They still haven't made eye contact. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're still alive. Really? That's all I have Max to say? For what it's worth? Okay. Kurt gives Max a sideways glance. Liar. Max smiles. The video game continues for a bit. I think I met a girl. Which part of that requires thinking? That you met someone? Or that it was a girl? I don't know. I don't think Max is gay. I am way off the trail with Max being gay and in love with Kurt. He did say that he slept with prostitutes. Oh well, friendship is good too for a comedy. For a dark comedy, okay? Which part of that requires thinking? That you met someone or that it was a girl? It was a girl. I met her outside the consular office. We talked for a bit and went to see a movie. Did you get in her pants? No. Lame. We just talked. You talked? We talked. And you know, for the first time in ages, I wasn't worried all this end of the word bullshit. We talked and it was nice. That is your mistake. Best way into girls' pants is to remind her that the word ending imminent death is a great motivator for rash decisions. Very good point, man. Kurt. I don't think that would have worked on her. Why is that? Because she's dying. Kurt gives Max a raise. Hey bro, then shrugs. A loud thud vibrates the apartment wall. The thuds continue until a sledgehammer. Oh, it's Paul. It's Paul, my favorite character, right after Jesse. Paul is in town. The set continues until the sledgehammer crashes through the drywall of the living room. After a few more swings of the sledgehammer, Paul steps through the opening in the wall wearing a hard hat and safety glasses. Max and Kurt wave to a stunned Paul who wasn't expecting them to be there. Hey Paul, you guys are still alive? Kurt and Max looks at each other up and down. Yeah, you were supposed to be dead. Nice to see you too, Paul. We had an agreement. I knew he was gonna flip up. I knew it. Technically, we still have the agreement. It's just been postponed. Paul, that's how the heavy sigh, distraught. My garden. I know, buddy. It's tough. There aren't that many growing cycles left, you know. But hey, look at the bright side. Thanks to this new doorway, we are going to be roommates now. Kurt and Max both smile at Paul with shit-eating grins. Shit. Paul shakes his head and mutters under his breath as he returns to the other side of the hall. Oh, don't be like that, Paul. Come back. Yeah, come back. It's your turn to do dishes. The focus shifts to the front window and the street below as Max and Kurt continue their jokes at Paul's expense. So, are we supposed to let the director tell the other jokes? On the street outside, the right to die woman from Vanessa's office talks to the man wearing the I don't want to die alone sandwich board. Ah! Oh my god, I like this beat. You are amazing. Okay, I'm not angry with you anymore. Because I really felt sorry for the sandwich man. I'm gonna read this again. On the street outside, the right to die woman from Vanessa's office talks to the man wearing the I don't want to die alone sandwich board. Paul, come on! If you're going to be our roommate, you need to pull your weight. The woman helps the man out of his sandwich board. He smiles at her as they sit it aside. We have strict rules in this apartment, buddy. The woman gives the man a hug as the comet hangs above them in the sky. Okay, fine. Be like that, big baby. Just kidding, Paul. We love you. Okay. Okay. I like it. I like Paul, I like Jesse, I like Kurt, I like Max. There is a lot I liked about this script. And beside the problems that I mentioned, about the shift in the tune, about the lack of conflict in the most part of the script, about the unrealistic reaction to Kurt dying alone, those are the major problems. But look, I'm not an expert in this kind of series. I usually just give feedback on films, short films, feature films. But I believe that in each pilot there needs to be that element. It depends on what genre, but there needs to be that element that wants us to say, you know what, I want to see more episodes of this. Because this is how you're going to sell a pilot. A pilot needs to give the producers, eventually, once it gets to him, after the reader approve, that this is going to make a lot of episodes. This is going to survive a lot of seasons. There is something about the concept that's going to give us our money back with a lot of profit. Because this is what sells a script for a pilot. So I like the concept. I like that everyone is going to die, so it's going to be really weird. A therapist is asking for sex in return for a certificate. People just committing suicide. New laws issued by the government to manage this suicide pacts and such. This is a very unique universe, and I like it. I like the concept, but the pilot is not making the best out of making us want more, to see more from this universe. Okay, I'm not making much sense. What I want to say that, you know, the opening, when we have things going on in the background, you need to give us more unique beats that is unique to this universe. That won't make us want, you know what, I want to see other things going on. I want to know what the writers would give us in the next episode about how people will act when they know they're going to die in a year and a half. You know? Give us more things that are unique. I like the bit about the Jessie. She's dying of cancer. She's a potential character, very strong character. I like Paul. Paul is amazing. And give us more in the pilot, that things that will only happen in this universe where people are going to die and a lot of people are making peace with it. Okay. So we want to see, you know, this is what he did today. We met a counselor who want to give him sex in exchange for a certificate. We want someone, we saw those just passing by casually on something, committing suicide, and then it was a robbery at gunpoint that where they didn't phase. And give us more unique situation in your pilot that will make it, that give it potential, because that's necessary for a pilot. It has to be there. Yes, having great character will work. We want to see more of Jesse. We want to see more of Max. We want to see more of Paul. Maybe Vanessa. Maybe Martin. But that's not enough. You are selling a concept before anything else. And you are not doing a good marketing job of the concept itself in the pilot. Maybe you're saving a lot of cool stuff in the next, but you don't have that chance, buddy. It's now or never. Either you show us how great a series that takes place in this universe is going to be right now, may giving us this unique situation, this funny, dark, unique situation right now, or you've lost the war. It's the end. So I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope this 1 hour and a half wasn't a complete waste of time. My English is not that good. I'm really sorry I couldn't pronounce everything right. Some words I didn't even know how to pronounce. I try my lousy acting skill with the dialogue. I hope it worked in a couple of lines. But well done. You've got a gift. You can write a comedy And this is just a draft, and you will make this shine in the next draft, I'm sure of, because you really got the gift, got the skill to write interesting and funny character. So well done.